we then come to the segment that I'm sure everybody is
the
just so
emotional
about.
high point of the night.
Daniel Bryan comes out to a huge pop. Says it's an honor to be on the final Raw of 2014, but it's always an honor to be in the ring. Bryan says nobody would have believed that a small guy like him could be in the main event of WrestleMania except for the fans. Bryan says thanks to the fans, he got the chance to defeat Triple H, Randy Orton, and Batista in the same night to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Crowd starts chanting yes. Bryan says he can never repay the fans for that. He mentions marrying Brie Bella and says
Yeah, dude, it was so good. He said about how he won the title and then 5 days later he married the love of his life, the woman of his dreams, and then everything changed and he started to really get emotionally choked up. And he said that 2 days after getting married, his father passed away and he couldn't be there because he was wrestling. He was in a match. He was working, and he was talking about how the injury has prevented him from being around and they didn't know how to diagnose it and all this stuff. And man, and here's the thing, Bryan isn't that great of a worker, but he emotes like no other.
He does. He really does. And, he does talk about that, the marriage to Brie and how just everything fell apart. The line that got to me, because I will be the first one to step up and admit I got worked over something fierce. Because the line that just broke me open, and I'm like, God damn it, is when he says, and being in this ring and being able to compete was what was able to take the pain away.
Yeah.
That hit me so freaking hard. I'm like, don't you do it. Don't you do it, man. Like, I did. I teared up. It was amazing. And then he comes to the question. He says he's talked to doctors.
And you know what the great part was here? And I guess that depending on your perspective, it was either great or the worst part. To me, it was great because it made me feel happy. But at one point, right before he said, "So is my career over?" he smirked. He had this little subtle, like, he didn't want to smile, but he couldn't help himself a little bit kind of smirk. And I was like, oh, right there it is. He's not retiring. He's coming back. And then he said, "Is my career over?" And the crowd started getting act up, and he said, "No." And the crowd erupted, and it was amazing.
I love this segment. This was,
I know.
Honestly, yeah, I will say this was segment of the night for me, but it's really a testament to the quality of this Raw that me personally, I did have an internal debate over it. But this was fantastic.
Fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, fan-freaking-tastic. You're damn right. And yeah, I can't wait to see Daniel Bryan in the Royal Rumble. I mean, that's Bryan now, and Reigns confirmed.
And this is kind of what I wanted to bring up when we were talking about, I think it was my nitpick earlier, might have even been during the opening segment of Raw. Daniel Bryan declared that he was going to be in the Rumble, but later on in the night, a certain group ended up coming back that I can't help but feel like will be incredibly eager to give him the number one spot.
Oh my God. I didn't even connect those dots, dude.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Yeah, I just want to kind of get through the rest of these segments so we can get to that, because you know how much I love this, and after that, I can tell that great discussion is about to happen here. So, Edge and Christian are backstage when The Miz and Damian Sandow come in. They do some comedy and demand a rematch for their titles. Like, Edge, I think, produces this puppet, and he's like, "Oh, it's my stunt double." So they have that little shtick there, and The Miz is like, "I'm tired of this. I want a rematch for my tag team titles tonight." And Edge says, "All right, you've got a match, but it's not a rematch for the titles." He says it will be next, and they walk off. And of course,
well, and we already knew who it was because we kept on saying, like, up until this point, wait a minute, the Ascension haven't debuted yet. We still have the Ascension tonight. We're getting the Ascension tonight. When are the Ascension going to debut? Because the Ascension had a promo or a vignette earlier that said the Ascension rises.
Yeah.
Tonight. And it took forever for the Tonight to show up, which is why I paused for so long. But yeah, so we knew that the mystery opponent was going to be the Ascension.
We also get another announcement just to kind of fill the week out. Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose will be on the Cutting Edge Peep Show on SmackDown. So that may be an interesting segment. I guess just really.
Well, I hope it is.
Match. Yeah, you and me both. The Ascension versus Miz and Mizdow. Not a bad debut. You know, there's not really much you can say about it because it was so succinct. I mean, they come out. I like the entrance. I liked the face paint they got going on a little bit. I know a lot of people were saying Illuminati confirmed with the Ascension.
Yeah, that's what I actually said something about that. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm a big fan of their Titantron because it's just like all of these images that's like Illuminati.
Yeah, you know what though? I'm already kind of chuckling to myself thinking about all of the like fringe conspiracy theorists on the internet that will make videos and cite that Titantron as evidence. Like, and you see the WWE with all their millions of people, they're broadcasting it now. Oh, it's a stupid.
Oh, Alex Jones, go walk in traffic.
Right though. Oh god, please don't do that to me. I'm not gonna be able to make it if you keep this up. So yeah, they pretty much destroy Miz and Mizdow, and it was good. They did the Fall of Man on Sandow for the win. And yeah, so Ascension 1-0.
Yeah,
And
I mean, to me, I just want them to win the titles from the Usos before or at no later than WrestleMania.
absolutely. Get those guys on the card as either defending champions or to win those belts. It'd be a great moment for NXT.
I would like to see them win the titles before WrestleMania, but
Right.
not so much before WrestleMania that there's a long enough title reign that the Usos can win the titles back at WrestleMania.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I want them to win the titles like not at WrestleMania, but not so early. Maybe like within a month of like maybe they win the titles at Fastlane.
Yeah.
And then they face the Usos and crush their souls at WrestleMania.
I like the sound of that, my brother.
Yeah.
Let's see. Renee Young catches up with Seth Rollins again backstage, and she says, you know, how do you feel about inviting John Cena for the Cutting Edge View show? And Rollins confirms that he did extend the invite, and he also invited Brock Lesnar. And we go to
Which we didn't see until the last 30 seconds of the show.
I know, right?
Dude, this last segment was one of the best segments that the WWE has produced in, I'm going to say it, years.
Here's my thing. A, co-sign with your statement wholeheartedly. B, this was the segment I was having that internal debate about between which segment was better, this or the Bryan segment. And C, I think everybody knows, you certainly know it, Ashton, so I don't have to tell you. I've always been a pretty big fan of Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
This segment not only, I think, made him one of my favorites, maybe even top 3 the more I think about how great he was in this. I cannot wait for him to cash in, and I am hoping that it is a successful cash in, and I do believe it will be. And I can't wait to experience the Seth Rollins world title reign because I think he is going to own it. This segment convinced me. I love this. I have been waiting.
He realistically, if Brock Lesnar didn't have the title right now, Seth would be the perfect guy to have it.
Yeah, abso-freaking-lutely.
I honestly, I'm going to go there. I hope. And now people aren't going to believe me when I say this. I hope Brock Lesnar drops the title to Cena and Rollins cashes in at Rumble.
Yeah.
And then,
amazing.
And then Ambrose or Reigns wins the Rumble and the other one finds their way into the match so that we can get a Shield triple threat for the title at Mania.
And dude, you know why that's so perfect though? Because think about everything that the Shield has generated, both when they were a group and the Fallout. Like, they even got their own DVD set. Like, this would be the time to give them the main event because of the atmosphere they've generated.
Dude, it doesn't even need to main event. It doesn't need to main event. If you want to make Sting versus Triple H the main event, that's fine. Right. I just want that Shield triple threat for the title to happen at Mania.
Yeah, you know, I should rephrase that by saying not necessarily main event, but definitely a WrestleMania stage and a nice spot on the card. That's how I'll phrase it. Because, yeah, I think it's their year. I think with the DVD release, all the hype, everything they did as a team, everything that they've done in the Fallout, it's just all come together, I think, to culminate in that WrestleMania match. I actually, and now this may be where people can't believe me, I don't think what you've said can really be classified as fantasy booking because I do believe all the components are there to actually happen. I don't think this is that kind of fringe booking that you and I engage in to make things better. I could see those pieces falling into place.